This afternoon, you will witness a formal parade conducted by the graduating class of Officer Candidate School. The order of events for this afternoon's parade is as follows. At 1400, guests will be asked to rise for the arrival of the official party. Captain Kenneth L. Gray, Commanding Officer, Officer Training Command Newport, and the playing of the national anthem and invocation. The regiment will then execute a manual of arms, reports will be received, and relief of duty orders will be published. The regiment will pass in review. Guests are asked to please rise when the colors pass their position. Following the pass and review, the graduating class will return to the regimental area.
Regiment attention!
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the national anthem and invocation.
You may very well be wondering why. I mean, after all, this is the Navy, right? We direct ships and we fly aircraft. We don't normally march troops into the ground combat formation. These soon-to-be ensigns are on their way to the fleet to be surface warfare officers, submariners, aviators, supply officers, civil engineers, and intelligence officers. I dare say that the vast majority of them will never exercise the manual of arms again after today. So why do we make them do it here? Well, their training and drill has been a crucial part of their training in Officer Candidate School. It played a vitally important role in their transformation into disciplined, confident, and competent naval officers. You see, following drill orders instantaneously and without question instills discipline. Executing the orders crisply and in unison instills confidence. Completing the drill flawlessly instills a sense of competence. Moreover, drill has made these officer candidates understand that they are now a part of something bigger than themselves, and that they need to play their role well if the entire unit is to succeed. After all, it only takes one candidate officer to be out of step with the whole formation will obey. Conversely, a formation that steps out in unison and executes its maneuvers crisply and in sync outwardly demonstrates a high degree of training and teamwork. And this is something that is crucial for them to understand as they prepare to report to their first ships, aviation squadrons, and stations. For wherever their first assignments take them, they will each be part of a team with a mission to carry out. And it's important that each team member perform well for the mission to be accomplished. Ladies and gentlemen, I think you'll be impressed by what you're about to see. And it's all due to the outstanding work of the impressive Navy Marine Corps seniors and professionals that you find here on the page. But please do not think that the training that anyone standing before you has consisted solely of military drill. They have completed a rigorous academic program, including courses in naval operations and seamanship, sea power, navigation, engineering, and weapons. They have also completed training in applied entry and have led the regiment of officer candidates during their final week of training. The precision with which the officer candidates are about to execute these maneuvers is especially noteworthy given the tremendous demands placed upon them by our academic program and their applied leadership training, and it is but one indicator of the successful completion of OCS. Thank you all again for coming. Please join us tonight at the Officer Club, where we'll be congratulating these cannon officers and recognizing their achievements. Thank you. Staff, left, face. Forward, march.
Right shoulder. Out. Second platoon. Right shoulder. Out. First platoon. Left shoulder. Out. Second platoon, left shoulder, out. First platoon, port, out. Second platoon, port, out. First platoon, order! Out! Second platoon, order! Out! Report. First platoon, all present and accounted for, sir. Very well. Second platoon, all present are accounted for, sir. Very well. All present accounted for, sir. Very well. Publish the order. All right, sir. Attention to order! Headquarters! Officer Training Command! Naval Station Newport! Rhode Island! From Commanding Officer! Officer Training Command Newport! To Cannon Officer Staff! Class 0811! Subject! Relief from duty! Effective immediately! You stand
boys. Ready, 2.
Naval Station Newport, arriving.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a very warm Newport welcome to Captain Joe Vogel. Thank you, Captain Gray. Well, good morning. Welcome to sunny Newport. You know the difference between a sea story and a fairy tale? A fairy tale begins with once upon a time. A sea story begins with so there I was. So there I was. I was a brand new, newly qualified officer of the deck on USS Ford on Christmas Eve, 1987. About 15 months out of the University of Nebraska, of the fine maritime state of Nebraska. Okay? Furthest I'd ever been away from home, and some overalls got the deck, and we're driving through the Straits. We just exited the Straits, and Soviet warship calls and says, U.S. Navy vessel, please identify yourself. And so I pick up the bridge radio and say, Soviet warship, this is U.S. Navy warship 5-4. And they come back with, thank you, Navy warship 5-4, have a safe voyage. So me, being the young diplomat in training that I thought I was, respond to them, Soviet warship, this is U.S. Navy warship 5-4. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and a safe voyage home. And there was a pause. It was kind of a long pause. And a different voice comes on the radio and returns with USS Ford, not warship 5-4, USS Ford. This is Soviet warship, and they give their whole number. We too wish you a happy holidays, a happy new year, and please have a safe voyage home. It's very unusual for the Soviet Union to come back with an answer like that at that time. Okay, so I got off launch, sat down at my desk. Dear Mom, guess what I did today? Back then we wrote letters, we didn't do email. Fast forward about 8 years, and now I am a lieutenant in command of USS. For that, as a commanding officer, I had an audience with the commander of the Russian Northern Fleet at the time. And, you know, anything you do with Russians normally involves vodka, and the social things that you do with Russians normally involve vodka. This one was no different. Anyway, the Admiral and I were trading our experiences at sea. And I told him that story that I just told you. And he stops, he has a vodka glass headed for his mouth, and he stops in mid-drink, and he sets it down, and he leans across the table, and he looks me in the eye, and he says, "That was you." And, you know, so I'm a lieutenant, remember, I'm like, I don't know what to say to this. The Admiral says, "I was the second voice you heard. I was the captain of that ship, and the political officer didn't know what to say." So I took the radio and told you Merry Christmas. Later on, after a couple more drinks of vodka, he also leans forward and says, "You know, that was a black mark on my record until the and he said, but I'm glad I did it." So why do I tell you that story? Today, you not only graduate from OTC, you graduate from the people who read about the news to those who make the news. But you also graduate from the world of the wannabes into the brotherhood of those of us who take the fight to the seas. Okay? And it doesn't matter what uniform you wear, we're a brotherhood that spans the globe. You'll find in the next few years you'll make friends not only in the United States Navy, but in navies throughout the world. and you'll be able to share experiences with them that you can't duplicate in any other profession. So let me be the first to welcome you to the Brotherhood, welcome you to the Ward Room, and thank you for your service. Thank you.
Repeat after me. I state your full name. Having been appointed an ensign in the United States Navy. I do hereby accept such appointment. And do solemnly swear. That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I take this obligation freely. Without mental reservation or purpose of evasion. And that I will well and faithfully. Discharge the duties of the office. Of which I'm about to enter. So help me God. Ready? 2.
Has been designated an information warfare officer and will be assigned to Navy Information Operations Command, Fort Worth, Georgia. Ensign Barsis is a graduate of Pennsylvania College of Technology. Mr. Matthew Callison. Mr. Callison is a graduate of West Virginia University. Ensign Matthew Calvecchio has been designated a Special Worker Officer and will be assigned to Navy Special Warfare Center, Coronado, California. Ensign Calvecchio is a graduate of Georgetown University. Ensign John Duffner. Ensign Duffner is a distinguished graduate, graduating in the top 10% of his class, and has been designated a Naval Flight Officer and will be assigned to Naval Air Station Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Duffner is a graduate at the University of Notre Dame and Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Ensign Logan Eager has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to the DT-74 McCall in Norfolk, Virginia. Ensign Eager is a graduate of the University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill. Ensign Anthony Finnegan has been designated a Submarine Warfare Officer and will be assigned to Navy Nuclear Power Training Command, Charleston, South Carolina. Ensign Finnegan is a graduate of Rose Pullman Institute of Technology. Ensign Michael Flanagan has been designated a Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Naval Air Station Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Flanagan is a graduate of Kansas State University. Ensign Patrick Flynn has been designated a Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Naval Air Station Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Flynn is a graduate of the University of Central Florida. Ensign Darren Hayes Jr. has been designated a Naval Intelligence Officer and will be assigned to Navy Marine Corps Intelligence Training Center, Virginia Beach, Virginia. Ensign Hayes is a graduate of Coastal Carolina University. Ensign Douglas Howell has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to LSD 47 Rushmore in San Diego, California. Ensign Howell is a graduate of the University of Central Arkansas. Ensign Jan Ingram has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to LCC 19 Blue Ridge in Yokosuka, Japan. Ensign Ingram is a graduate of the University of California at Los Angeles. Ensign Travis Ayotte has been designated a Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Naval Air Station Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Ayotte is a graduate of Western Michigan University. Ensign Andrew Jalali has been designated a Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Naval Air Station Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Jalali is a graduate of Boston University. Ensign Morgan Kilpatrick has been designated a Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Naval Air Station Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Kilpatrick is a graduate of Georgia Southern University. Ensign Aaron Cole has been designated a Civil Engineering Officer and will be assigned to Naval Facilities, Washington, D.C. Ensign Cole is a graduate of St. Martin's University. Ensign Christopher Martin has been designated an Information Warfare Officer and will be assigned to Naval Information Operations Command, Kunia, Hawaii. Ensign Martin is a graduate of the University of Mississippi. Ensign Aaron McClendon has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer Nuclear and will be assigned to CG-65 Chusing in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. Ensign McClendon is a graduate of Georgia Institute of Technology. Ensign David Monsees has been designated a Submarine Warfare Officer and will be assigned to Naval Nuclear Power Training Command in Charleston, South Carolina. Ensign Monsees is a graduate of North Carolina State University. Ensign Edward Montgomery has been designated Surface Warfare Officer, Information Professional, and will be assigned to Marine Countermeasures Crew Dominant in San Diego, California. Ensign Montgomery is a graduate of National University. Ensign Stephen Mulherin has been designated Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to DDG 104 Stewart in San Diego, California. Ensign Mulherin is a graduate of Arizona State University. Ensign Matthew Patchett has been designated a Civil Engineering Corps Officer and will be assigned to Naval Facilities Mid-Atlantic in Norfolk, Virginia. Ensign Patchett is a graduate of Florida Atlantic University. Ensign Lathan Sadler has been designated a Special Warfare Officer and will be assigned to Naval Special Warfare Center, Coronado, California. Ensign Sadler is a graduate of the University of Georgia, Georgia Institute of Technology, and the University of Maryland. Ensign Brian Salter has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer, Information Professional, and will be assigned to DDG 92 Mawson in Everett, Washington. Ensign Salter is a graduate of American Military University. Ensign Robert Scribner has been designated a Naval Intelligence Officer and will be assigned to Navy Marine Corps Intelligence Center, Virginia Beach, Virginia. Ensign Scribner is a graduate of Fairfield University, Virginia Polytechnic Institute, and State University. Ensign Dylan Shepley has been designated a Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Naval Air Station, Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Shepley is a graduate of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. Ensign Jared Smith has been designated a Submarine Warfare Officer and will be assigned to Naval Nuclear Power Training Command in Charleston, South Carolina. Ensign Smith is a graduate of Southern Illinois University, Carbondale. Ensign Scott Soborowski has been designated a Civil Engineering Corps Officer and will be assigned to Facilities Manager, Naval Hospital, Chapel June, South Carolina. Ensign Soborowski is a graduate of the University of California, Berkeley, and Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. Ensign Corey Walker has been designated a Naval Intelligence Officer and will be assigned to the Marine Corps Intelligence Training Center, Virginia Beach, Virginia. Ensign Walker is a graduate of California State University in Sacramento. Ensign John Walters. Mr. Walters is a graduate of Texas A&M University. Ensign Benjamin Witt has been designated a Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Naval Air Station, Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Witt is a graduate of Montana Tech University, Montana. Ensign Alexander Wunderlich has been designated a Submarine Warfare Officer and will be assigned to Naval Nuclear Power Training Command, Charleston, South Carolina. Ensign Wunderlich is a graduate of Virginia Polytechnic Institute and State University. Ensign Joshua Ballard has been designated a Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Naval Air Station, Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Ballard is a graduate of the University of Louisville. Ensign Renata de Cruz Arujo Vieira has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to the FFG 58 MLB Roberts in Mayport, Florida. Ensign de Cruz Arujo Vieira is a graduate of Federal University of Espiritu Santo and Kyushu University. Ensign Timothy Dons has been designated a Civil Engineering Corps Officer and will be assigned to OIC of Construction Marine Corps Installations East in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. Ensign Dons is a graduate of the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. Ensign David Denning Jr. has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to CG-58 Philippine Sea in Mayport, Florida. Ensign Denning is a graduate of the University of North Florida. Ensign Eric Dury. Ensign Dury is a distinguished graduate, graduating in the top 10% of his class, and has been designated a Public Affairs Officer and will be assigned to the Public Affairs Support Element East in Norfolk, Virginia. Ensign Dury is a graduate of the University of Maryland. Ensign Austin Fick has been designated a Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Naval Air Station, Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Fick is a graduate of Kansas State University. Ensign Matthew Cranstead has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to CG-63 Calvin in Frisbee, Japan. Ensign Cranstead is a graduate of Texas A&M University. Ensign Jean-Vian Chase Jean has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to DG-93 Chung Hoon, Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. Ensign Jean is a graduate of the University of New Hampshire. Ensign Drew Hans. Ensign Hans is a distinguished graduate, graduating in the top 10% of his class, and has been designated a naval aviator and will be assigned to Naval Air Station, Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Hans is a graduate of Illinois University. Ensign Alberto Hernandez has been designated a civil engineering corps officer and will be assigned to Facilities Department at Naval Medical Center, San Diego, in San Diego, California. Ensign Hernandez is a graduate of the University of Texas at San Antonio. Ensign Richard Horton. Ensign Horton is a distinguished graduate, graduating in the top 10% of his class, and has been designated a Special Warfare Officer and will be assigned to Navy Special Warfare Center, Coronado, California. Ensign Horton is a graduate of Florida State University. Mr. Corey Hughes. Mr. Hughes is a graduate of Missouri Western State University. Ensign Jermaine Jackson has been designated an Information Warfare Officer and will be assigned to Direct Support Submarines in Fort Meade, Maryland. Ensign Jackson is a graduate of Texas State University. Ensign James Chaton has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer Nuclear and will be assigned to the LHD-2 Essex in Sasebo, Japan. Ensign Chaton is a graduate of Texas A&M University. Ensign Daniel Kelly has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to D-76 Higgins in San Diego, California. Ensign Kelly is a graduate of Florida Gulf Coast University. Ensign Sean Kruger has been designated a Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Naval Air Station in Florida. Ensign Kruger is a graduate of the University of North Dakota. Ensign Scott Lassiter. Ensign Lassiter is a distinguished graduate, graduating in the top 10% of his class, and has been designated a Submarine Warfare Officer and will be assigned to Naval Nuclear Power Training Command in Charleston, South Carolina. Ensign Lassiter is a graduate of Texas A&M University. Ensign John Less has been designated a Civil Engineering Corps Officer and will be assigned to Public Works Department, El Centro, California. Ensign Less is a graduate of the University of Akron. Ensign James Mather III has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to LHD-3 Kearsarge in Norfolk, Virginia. Ensign Mather is a graduate of the University of South Carolina. Ensign Kevin Murray has been designated a Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Naval Air Station, Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Murray is a graduate of the University of Houston, Victoria. Ensign Brian Osborne has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to DG-96 Bainbridge in Norfolk, Virginia. Ensign Osborne is a graduate of the University of Iowa. Ensign David Perez has been designated a Naval Flight Officer and will be assigned to Naval Air Station, Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Perez is a graduate of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. Ensign Rochelle Perry has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to LPD-20 Green Bay in San Diego, California. Ensign Perry is a graduate of Purdue University. Ensign Kevin Reese has been designated a Submarine Warfare Officer and will be assigned to Naval Nuclear Power Training Command in Charleston, South Carolina. Ensign Reese is a graduate of Utah State University. Ensign Jonathan Register has been designated a Submarine Warfare Officer and will be assigned to Naval Nuclear Power Training Command, Charleston, South Carolina. Ensign Register is a graduate of Florida State University. Ensign Nathaniel Rocha has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer, Information Professional, and will be assigned to DD-73 Decatur in San Diego, California. Ensign Rocha is a graduate of Southern Illinois University. Ensign Travis Schallenberger has been designated a Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Naval Air Station, Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Schallenberger is a graduate of Montana Tech University of Montana. Ensign Christopher Schrager has been designated a Surface Warfare Officer and will be assigned to LSD 52 Pearl Harbor in San Diego, California. Ensign Schrager is a graduate of Hebrew University of Jerusalem and Biola University. Ensign Blaine Scott has been designated a Naval Aviator and will be assigned to Naval Air Station in Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Scott is a graduate of Texas Christian University. Ensign Michael Spencer has been designated a naval aviator and will be assigned to Naval Air Station, Pensacola, Florida. Ensign Spencer is a graduate from the University of South Carolina. Ensign Caroline Stanton has been designated a service worker officer and will be assigned to LPD 21, New York, in Norfolk, Virginia. Ensign Stanton is a graduate of Bob Jones University. Ensign Lincoln Stewart has been designated a civil engineering corps officer and will be assigned to Navy Facility Southwest in San Diego, California. Ensign Stewart is a graduate of Fairfield State University. Ensign Daniel Vickers. Ensign Vickers is a distinguished graduate, graduating in the top 10% of his class, and has been designated a civil engineering corps officer and will be assigned to Public Works Department of Diego Garcia. Ensign Vickers is a graduate of New Mexico Institute of Mining and Technology.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in recognizing the United States Navy's newest ensigns. Class 0811. Dismissed.